Good day, everyone. My name is Keith Ashlyn Paulo, and I am going to discuss about the Lesson 2 Cooperative Learning of Chapter 5 entitled Constructivist Learning Theories. What is cooperative learning? Cooperative learning involves structuring classes around small groups that work together in such a way that each group member's success is dependent on the group's success. There are different kinds of groups for different situations, but they all balance some key elements that distinguish cooperative learning from competitive or individualistic learning. Implementing the elements of cooperative learning. There are a variety of techniques that can be used to promote one or more of the elements of effective cooperative learning groups. The list below is intended to be representative rather than exhaustive. First is the positive interdependence. Some part of these are big project, jigsaw, and peer review. Next is the individual accountability. Some part of these are individual grades and within group peer assessment. Another one is the face-to-face promotive interaction. Some part of these are student roles and online bulletin. Next is interpersonal skills. Some part of these are discussion and practice. Lastly, the group processing, which is the reflection. Cooperative learning can also be contrasted with what it is not. Cooperation is not having students sit side by side at the same table to talk with each other as they do their individual assignments. Cooperation is not assigning a report to a group of students where one student does all the work and the others put their names on the product as well. Cooperation involves much more than being physically near other students, discussing materials, helping, or sharing materials with other students. There is a crucial difference between simply putting students into groups to learn and in structuring cooperative independence among students. Why use cooperative learning? Extensive research has compared cooperative learning with traditional classroom instruction using the same teachers, curriculum, and assessments. On the average, students who engage in cooperative learning learn significantly more, remember it longer, and develop better critical thinking skills than their counterparts in traditional lecture classes. Students enjoy cooperative learning more than traditional lecture classes, so they are more likely to attend classes and finish the course. Students are going to go on the jobs that require teamwork. Cooperative learning helps students develop the skills necessary to work on projects too difficult and complex for any one person to do in a reasonable amount of time. Cooperative learning processes prepare students to assess outcomes linked to accreditation, like academic achievement. Will cooperative learning help students learn? Research has shown that students who work in cooperative groups do better on tests, especially with regard to reasoning and critical thinking skills, than those that do not. Another one is project scope. Instructors who routinely have students work in groups not only conserve materials but also provide opportunities for students to engage in more substantial projects or a larger number of smaller projects than they could achieve individually. Another one is life skills. Teamwork is essential in modern workplace. Most projects need different kinds of experts or at least a division of labor. To use cooperative learning. Cooperative learning can be used across a wide range of classroom settings ranging from small to large lecture as well as in online classes. No matter what the setting is, properly designing and implementing cooperative learning involves 5K steps. Following these steps is critical to ensuring that the 5K elements that differentiate cooperative learning from simply putting students into groups are met. Cooperative learning exercises can be as simple as 5 minutes in class exercise or as complex as a project which crosses class periods. This can be described more generally in terms of low, medium, and high faculty or students' time investment. When teachers use cooperative learning as an instructional strategy, proper guidance should be established. Clear instructions should be given before the groupings. Cooperative learning usually follows 3 stages. First, teachers assign learners to groups. Sometimes, learners can also be given a chance to choose their groupmates depending on the nature of the task given. Second, tasking is a vital component of cooperative learning. Everybody should clearly understand what is expected from them and what kind of output are they supposed to accomplish at the end of the grouping. Third, the working time and task collaboration should be an active process. Teachers need to also actively monitor how tasks are done. Cooperative learning techniques can be loosely categorized by the skill that each enhances, although it is important to recognize that many cooperative learning exercises can be developed to fit within multiple categories. Categories include discussion, reciprocal teaching, graphic organizers, writing, and problem solving. Each category includes a number of potential instructions to guide the development of a cooperative learning exercise. For example, the category of problem solving helps to develop strategic and analytical skills and includes exercises such as the set of problem, three-way, one-way, structured problem solving, and analytical themes. There are 3 commonly recognized types of cooperative learning groups. Each type of group has its own purpose and application. First is the informal cooperative learning group. This ad hoc group may be organized on the fly as an aid in direct teaching. Informal groups are particularly useful in breaking up a lecture into shorter segments interspersed with group activity. Next is the formal cooperative learning group. This type of group forms the basis for most routine uses of cooperative learning. Groups are assembled for at least one class period and may stay together for several weeks working on extended projects. Lastly is the cooperative-based groups. These are long-term stable groups that last for at least a year, made up of individuals with different aptitudes and perspective. They provide a context in which students can support each other in academics as well as in other aspects of their lives. Why does cooperative learning work? Teaching involves more than covering the materials for the students, but rather uncovering the materials with the students. An extensive body of research emphasizes 2 forms of interaction most important for enhancing student academic development, personal development, and satisfaction. Cooperative learning is a way to facilitate student-to-student and student-to-faculty interactions efficiently and systematically. Cooperative learning exercises enhance important skills, including using the language of the discipline, explaining, providing feedback, understanding alternative perspectives, discovering patterns and relationships, organizing and synthesizing information, and developing strategies and analysis. That would be all for my report. Thank you so much for watching.